Greetings, greetings. Yeah, yeah. I see the gray circle. Okay. God damn. Yeah. I had to see the gray circle. Okay. I don't want to make sure I'm live streaming. Okay. Let me edit it. Let's see this right quick. How to do style. Yeah. But and that's how it is. Yeah, I don't have to get an interface real bad. Save. Let me look at it for a minute. Oh shit. All right. We got a lot to talk about. Did this for a minute because y'all bear with me. I gotta make sure where I'm streaming from because this thing is the restream done fucked up the format. Yeah, they done fucked up the format. I can't even see what's going on. Okay. Yeah, they always fuck up the format. I don't have to look at it. Okay, they fucked up the format. I don't have to. It's automatic. Okay. I don't like the formats. It's exactly why I don't really live stream like regularly because the formatting is terrible. I don't like how they set it up. That fucks up. I thought it was connected, but that's okay. We're gonna get it right. That's why I hate live streaming like I normally do. Like I normally do. Okay. But that's the main thing. Ooh. Ooh. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Ooh. Yeah. Forgot my XLR cable. God damn. I'm fucking up today. Yeah. Yeah. I'm back. Okay. Okay. I sounded muffled for a minute. Sorry for a minute. Because I'm fucking up on this side, but it is what it is. Okay. So the Diddy situation, and it's a lot going on. We're going to talk about various things. We're going to talk about these spaces. Probably going to talk about 95% what's going on, what we're seeing right now. It's a 2-week BS on his end. So it's not really a situation. It's just like I've been listening to Jaguar for like at least about 5 years. When she was talking about it, others talk about Wendy, talking about this is old shit. I'm not surprised. Everybody's like, he did that. So he did that. The Fed's been watching him like for a long time, but when they raided his house like months ago in the spring, if y'all notice, Everybody was talking about Diddy, and Diddy was like the hot topic right in the spring. And I'll never forget this. I think this was around, I believe it was May, around that time, right? All of a sudden they want to talk about him now. But see, all the stuff is going on overseas around the world, and this country's on a collapse of inflation. Then you got an election year of the two fools. But be honest with you, it's about the attorney or the prosecutor and the, what shouts out to what's the name, Supreme Elder, saying that that's true. And part of it is I don't buy into the gender bullshit behind the election. I just don't buy it because one, Trump's been exposed multiple times. There's two attempts of his life. The first one, a lot of people think that's questionable, but that second one, that guy planned it. Not gonna go into depth what happened. I'm just gonna say he's messing with somebody's money. I'm just gonna say it right now. And a lot of people think he's gonna win. He ain't gonna win that. Because I think this is done by design for her to win. Me personally, I know she'll win based off what I'm seeing right now. And then the Diddy shit, they're trying to regulate everything. So be careful on these other platforms. I'm just letting y'all know that if you're on Telegram or any of these other platforms, they're regulating everything because it's going to get to a point. I talked about this 3 years ago. We talked about the individuals that was on 3 years ago. We talked about all this. Now they're doing it during the election year. I am not surprised they're doing it because people are in conflict. So you got a lot going on. So it's not like this is not new. We've been saying this, but just be careful, fellas. Like TikTok is on the verge of extinction. That and Telegram. See, I am not now. Telegram may not go away. They regulating certain things, certain issues. Same thing what Tumblr went through. Me personally, TikTok ain't gonna last. If they keep going the way they're going, and they're trying to censor everybody, censorship is a real thing on the internet. Now I ain't gonna speak on it. Everybody knows no one likes the Russian. Who cares? But that's the price that you pay to be on that platform. So TikTok, to me, I don't really care, but they've been deleting everybody's stuff anyway. So it's like, why have it? But it's a combination why people want to keep it. I wouldn't keep it at all. But that P. Diddy stuff, no to Diddy. I'm going to say no diggity Diddy, right? We have to speak on it because everybody's talking about it for like at least last week from this week. And it's like a 2-week thing. A lot said they're going to be done talking. No, it ain't. There'll be more stuff out because he's the thing now. He's the hot topic. And then you got the election. They don't want you to know what's going on in the election. I think the election is making people angry because this next month is going to be huge. And you're going to see a thing coming out. Now, November is going to be very interesting. So we're seeing things unfolding right now. So fellas, be wise who you vote for. I would vote for neither candidate. Me personally, I'm still undecided. I ain't gonna say that on live, but I'm just saying, like, I'm still undecided. I'm not trying to vote independent because there ain't no choices really. So mostly say they ain't gonna vote out. I'll vote, but I'll vote for somebody. But I ain't gonna tell you who that is on a live show. I will never do that because I feel like that's a waste of time because people will always gonna have an opinion how you vote anyway. That's why I don't tell people nothing. She doing a repost. Okay. I'm just getting this out the way. Live streaming is crazy. I'm gonna do as best I can. And yes, Diddy is a hot topic from last week and this week. And Jaguar made a statements about him doing some inappropriate stuff with the minors, but we ain't gonna get in depth with that. We'll just, y'all know what's up with that. He's been exposed a long time ago. It's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But when you have all that money, man, it's gonna come back to bite you. You cannot do that in today's era. All these people that are getting exposed, and I'm gonna talk about the YouTube's premium inflation price hike. And a lot of people are going to lose a lot of premium subscriptions. So I'm just going to warn y'all. I read this in an article, and some people's going to keep them, but the majority of people are not because, this is overseas. They're charging everybody, and you're going to see some problems. I'm just going to let y'all know. Do not be surprised what people think of these new coming inflation hikes. Because what's going to happen is people are going to realize that you're not in a freedom seldom country. Like it's collapsing. I don't want to say a major collapse, but it's an example of what happens when you don't manufacture your stuff, you know. And this is the stuff that I'm talking about, that survival is key, because YouTube might not last forever. You know what I'm saying? There's other platforms better than YouTube. And yes, lots of YouTube ain't got no, that's a lie. Yes, they do. They got Rumble in the future and all that. Just because they don't have competition now, don't be surprised something new is going to come up. Think about it. People are inventing stuff every day. You have to be careful what you say on every platform, because it's not like what YouTube is. YouTube let us get away with a whole lot of murder on here. And the police wants to be privatized. I told you about privatized policing. That's the standard that they're going with. And this is the stuff that you got to look at in the future. You know, this is not something to play with. Privatized policing is real. Like, I played a game called Battlefield Hardline. That character of DOS is very accurate what's going on, because that's a real thing. Privatized policing is the goal of the Earth Defense Force law enforcement. This is what they want. They want a world like that. And I'm just saying, and that's just what it is. And I'm just like, when are we going to learn that a lot of that stuff is just, it's going to continue to fester in time? And I'm just saying, like, I understand that people are looking at the big picture. Oh, damn. Yeah. This stupid ass game I'm playing, I hate since when it first came out. It's a stupid zombie game, but bear with me because it's getting on my nerves. It has no pause menu, no nothing. One of the worst I've ever seen in co-op history. It's one of the worst. I'm telling you right now, it's just like, and they added new stuff that's garbage. I like the other game better, but I gotta play this one just to keep me streaming and all this other shit. Because the only thing is keeping me interested in it is certain things. Like, they have New York. I tried them all. The best one I tried was all of them, damn near. And that's the only thing, man. It's just, I think I tried every episode. Now, I tried it years ago when it was something. I think it was New York to, I believe it was Tokyo in Japan. And then I tried Russia and everyone else. The other ones on the DLC, the other one I like is probably Phoenix, because the Drone Master and all that stuff. A lot of good stuff on there, you know. But it's just entertainment. A lot of people told me, I think Shattermaster, some say he watched the movie. I didn't watch the movie, but I played the game. The movie was, they said it was mediocre. But it's the same stupid concept with the characters. It's a C plus co-op game. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's all right. It was just a game that you throw on with your friends when you're young. And this came out at a time where video games was just stale at the point. You can't have games like they used to be. And I think part of that, it goes to show you where people are at. And a lot of video games has been stale lately. I've been playing some decent ones, but after that, it's just like I'm over it. You know what I mean? But when we're looking at the economic situations going on, a lot of people worrying about inflation. They shouldn't be worrying about it, because that can change anytime. You can't rely on any candidate at this point about inflation. That's on you. You got to realize that most people are on the take. See, these platforms, they just keep them alive and steady. You have to remember that everybody wants the money and is stressed out, and they think they have all the answers. They really don't. A lot of people are in it for themselves. Now, I just subscribed to this guy. We're going to talk about the reaction. His name is Walls Production. He's the only reaction channel that breaks down the BS what's going on with these relationship content type stuff that I've seen on the reaction on Pop of the Balloon. His analysis is very accurate like mine. It's kind of like, I understand, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, You really hit the nail on the head. It's just like, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like one of those instances that he's the main target. But it gets to the point like, why do we care so much about them? And I think they're a waste of time to look at, but this interesting stuff. Yeah, the guys are proving a point, but the guy that stole the show was Aaron. But the best guy that really changed it was Brian. Brian said he had no deal breakers, right? I've seen that multiple times on Reaction Channel. Well, I got from him on his reunion tour, and someone reacted to it. He was just speaking his mind. And the reason he wanted to hear them out, he was trying to expose them. See, a lot of these things that y'all love so much, they ain't got enough sense to do all that. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. A lot of these females, these so-called women out here, they're really whores on the love. They love the attention, man. Like, you can't get mad what they do. And I learned this a long time ago. Laughing at them won't work. It's like they already know everything about you. Now, if you have a platform like this, that's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna just spew that and say, oh, they're right. Half of them are not right. Some of them are right on some instances, some of them are not. But you got a lot of thirsty simps in these so-called red pill space. Most of them are simps, period. I knew they were simps in 2020 when they start hating on females like that. Like, that stuff is simp behavior. They mad because they wanted a prostitute and things like that. They want people to validate them. They're weak, man. That's weak behavior. That's beta male behavior. You have to understand that they're the ones like that. And most of their baby daddies are simps anyway. Don't they realize that when you call someone a baby daddy or loser than wife or not, he's a simp deep down. He don't want to get married. And, I'm not promoting marriage over here. It's your choice. But I'm just saying, don't leave the female on. And that's why you got a lot of these hoes thinking they're better than everybody. And a lot of them is a combination of how they think all the time. I know people going to disagree. I don't care. That's your opinion, but that's bullshit. That's simp mindset. You can't have a simp mindset and not care. You're supposed to ignore females that act like that. It's a lot of them mess it up for everybody. And it's these simps that get so gullible, not teaching you the game. And they kill me saying, the game is not to be sold or told. That's bullshit. That's that bitch ass street shit that doesn't exist, man. That's that. It's like, with the gang shit. These guys is losers, bro. And they're simps deep down, don't even realize they're thinking about one thing, a piece of ass. That's the problem. That's why men can't go nowhere forward, because you got a lot of males out here hating on everybody. That's the BS that we got to deal with as men. So, yeah, the sucker shit will always exist because they're like zombies. You know what I'm saying? Like, most people are zombie out here and dumb and numb to the fact that you can't get your way all the time. They're getting exposed left and right. You got to be careful who you lie down with. Know your mentality. Know the risks you're taking. I'm just saying, I'm just sorry to look at people for what they are. Like, this stuff is nothing new. So when you come to these spaces, you got to understand something, that stuff is real like that. I'm tired of the simp shit in these spaces that claim to be red pill and they're not. And you got suckers on here thinking they know everything and they really don't. And that's the sad part too. And I observe every reaction channel, they all stem from Soul Illuminati, and they will all, and most reaction channels, they reacted to 2K gaming, like 2K basketball. You know what I mean? That's where half of them come from. And the other half is just for entertainment. They ain't got no talent at all. It's two types of reaction channels. Most of them were 2K reaction channels for the basketball, and they're playing the game in the background, then they're talking over it, and then they have the ones that react to a reaction. And then it became reaction channels. That's what blew them up. And they talk about what they done. See, the so-called masters, say 2.0 space, they emulate some of that. But your boy KS kind of put y'all on the map. The 5 idiot pillars that y'all represent, the ones that's brainwashed. But we know this. I don't care for them, but I talk about them, bad about them, because they're inconsistent what they be saying. And see, the simp shit exists in these spaces because they always talk about relationships, and it's all about the box to them. That's the problem with most of these males out here. They're no different than the guys they complain about, the PNRs, which I don't say. They're just low-grade simps like you. You just got money, but you're still a simp too. I'm not a simp for nobody. You know what I mean? I don't participate in that stuff in that world. And I understand that it's evident, but why pay for it? They want you to do that. That's how they control you. I don't hate females at all. I'm just saying, like, if you don't like them, don't bother them. It's really that simple. They let them wither away at crazy. That's the name of the game. Because if you don't understand that, it's like playing chess out here. Because a lot of people, they get caught up in the wrong shit. And they look at these platforms and then there they are. I'm trying to tell y'all. I think there was a hurricane or something. Someone reporting on it. It don't matter. Like, that stuff it just boils down to what's what. And I think that thing was probably, I don't know what. It's a lot of weirdos on here. But if you look at what's going on, the Diddy situation is dangerous. And they say he's on suicide watch. So I know what's happening to him. A lot of people say he's taking a plea deal. I just don't buy that. I don't buy that plea deal argument by ticket. See, a lot of these dudes promote misinformation. Just be careful who y'all listen to on the male side. They be lying. They're trying to defend a guy that did that shit, bro. And it's evident he did that. Everybody's coming after him. So they're not lying. I ain't gonna speak on it too much on the live stream. I ain't trying to get hit, but I'm just saying Diddy's nobody to be trusted. And he's not protected, by the way. This is the age of the circus era about to collapse, and it's over. You cannot do what you the fuck you want to do in 2024. In the 2020s era, the 20s era of the 21st century. You can't do that now. Everybody's airing everybody out because it's a collapsing era. You're going to see more of these. You're going to see a lot of people wigging out on content, and a lot of people be lying all the time on platforms. Now, the reason I do the pre-record history streams is to reference what my channel still is and always been. Information, factual shit that the guy researched, and I did my own research and looked at his research, and it's pretty much accurate. They're still digging around. And there's a lot of stuff that they're just waiting on research. That's what research is. And sometimes if you research, go out there, you see it. It's more out there. But you know what's about to happen. But a lot of things are changing, but on this platform, terms of service get updated all the time, even Telegram. Telegram's updating. They started to say they're going to get rid of criminals, but I ain't going to mention what that is. But in reality, you know what's going on. So a lot of people, they just thinking that YouTube is going to wither away like that. It's a giant. Google owns the corporate giant. A lot of guys can leave the platform. Now, YouTube Premium is going to fall. They're going to cut back on certain things and try to adjust the content. Now, I understand YouTube TV is standard. If they do get rid of YouTube Premium, what that means is, say if you have YouTube TV and the premium is too much, nobody's going to pay for it, and YouTube's going to make adjustments and try to build it in with YouTube TV. Think about it. Because if TikTok goes away, they're going to take some of the ideas and make it like what they was trying to do. You see, it's hard to compete against a Google giant. They try to say, you're competing against YouTube. You got a lot of idiots in the comment section on that article saying YouTube, that's a lie. YouTube is not big. The only reason it's big because of Google. You take Google away, it's nothing. You need someone like a Elon Musk type to own YouTube and then have it separate from Google. Google is just another entity controlling it because it's got resources to build a platform. If they ever decide to sell YouTube, or the people that controls Google decide to go in these situations, these allegations come out with Diddy, you're gonna see a lot of changes, man. Like I say, everything is privatized. You got the money, you good. That's basically what it is. So it's all about regulation. Now, if Kamala gets in, she's changing everything, man. Like, the internet's gonna be very different. Now, are you gonna have adult stuff? You might as well. Yeah, they just gonna regulate it. They're not gonna stop it. They know they gotta regulate it. If you regulate stuff, people be happy. That's what the Dems always say. But they try to get rid of the guys they need, but ended up getting more at the end. But they try. Those are challenges for them. Now, Republicans want to wipe out everything and allow the bullshit to be on here. I wouldn't trust what Republicans or Democrats say, but both parties are shit. But the Republicans, I know better. I hate when niggas try to say, oh, I'm doing it, and they don't care enough about us. There's nothing over there. It's just the same with the white conservatives. They're idiots and don't understand that liberals control that damn party. I try to tell you about utilitarianism. That's what runs this world. They allow this stuff for you to believe that it's this and this. And that's a lie. It's a utilitarian country ran by ultra liberals that understand both parties. This is their domain. They bow at the Holy Land sometimes, other places. So we're talking about things that's going to change in the future. So yeah, Diddy is one aspect of a collapse they've been waiting on. Saw what happened to Epstein, right? Well, Diddy's no different. A lot of stuff is leaking out for real. So be careful out here, man. Be careful what you do your research and do all the stuff. Jag did her research because she know the guy. Everybody knows the guy because they had dealings with him. Now he's getting exposed, and that's how it all starts. It only takes information, what you have in that house, and I'm not going to get in depth what they did. But y'all can go look at other channels to promote that. I guess Johnson & Johnson done got rich. And I ain't going to mention that baby oil, but man, that's some wild shit, man. Like, that shit is so wild. It's just like, it goes to show you the world is changing, it's dying out, and then you know what it is. Thank you. God, I hate that. That's one thing I hate about this game, too. I don't give a fuck about it. I like the fixer build and everything, but what makes me mad about this piece of shit of a game is because it's got bad features, and that's why I say fuck it all the time. And I'm good on it. But try to stay calm because, you know, it'll get you worked up. But I hate these co-op games. They always be trash as hell. And these companies, that's why gaming died, because of bad ports and bad features. And that's why a lot of people don't fuck with them, because of this bullshit behavior. Like, everything is dying in technology. I'm just going to say it like this. A lot of people get upset about platforms because you got bitch ass people running them. And that's why it needs to collapse, and they pull the plug on it and have two separate internets. That's what they need. They need one that's restricted and one is unrestricted. If it's unrestricted, you can do what you want. Or should we call it data sharing? That's what it's basically what this internet is. Ain't nothing private, no way. So y'all need to regulate. It needs to be regulated, period. Not destroyed, but regulated to two entities. You pick a choice how you're going to surf or not. And security is just useless because they care about their money. You can't trust law enforcement. I understand why Duroff don't want to deal with law enforcement. Well, he's complicit in it. They need to get rid of him, man. Like, Telegram is better off without him. Like, he makes the brand look bad. His brother, I don't hope he just listen. I want him to listen that this stuff is serious, man. You just can't make this BS up and then you over here fucking it up for everybody. That's the bitch assness that I hate about these spaces, these groups. They all suckers to me in real life because they ain't really about shit no way. That's why I fucking hate the internet so much, because there ain't that much to do socially. I can have a social experience outside, it's good, but it's a lot of bitch ass people on their phones. Just keeping it real. Like, that's got to stop, man. That's the shit that I'm tired of. Just saying. And that shit gets old after a while. So be careful what you're dealing with. That shit will drive you nuts, man. Like, I'm just looking at things for what it is, man. Like, you know, the Pop the Balloon show is getting worse and worse. Bunch of idiots on there. And then you got the same contestants, and they used to be over there looking for love, all that. But it exposes both genders, not just the females, you know, that I hear in other spaces talk about that's probably dominantly female content. But when you talk about the males, they're no better. And that just goes to show you got to learn. It's not just them not popping. And they misuse the word simp. No, a simp is a sucker all the way around. He could be a baby daddy. He could be a whatever, whatever. They have many hats. I try to tell y'all what that is. See, these niggas, don't let these niggas tell you. They mad because Ray Daniels and what they call Ray or Arnold, Daryl, Ernest, or whatever. These guys had the hoes, right? When they talk about game versus non-game, I thought that was retarded in 3 years ago. No, they should have called it what it is: man versus males. Most of you niggas is males. Y'all not men. If you was men, you wouldn't be crying about females all day. I talk about that all the time 3 years ago, and that's what my concept was. If they ask me a question about it, deal with it. So I understand why people get upset, and they think this is gonna end well. I just try to keep it simple, man. Like most people, they just gonna be on BS. But you gotta have understanding what's going on. You know, I know everybody's distracted by Diddy. That Diddy stuff started in the spring. Years ago, you know, there were allegations first years ago, and then the tape surfaced, and then he did that shit. They talked bad about him that whole spring, and then around summer, and now we're in the fall, warm fall to cool fall. That's gonna be next month. You already see the leaves falling right now. So the stuff right now is just like, I'm just gonna tell you that it's basic what's going on. Now the pre-record stuff, that's historical. I might come up with a new concept what's coming on. Might talk about the Persians. I gotta see what I have not talked about in the pre-record form, but it's long and whatever. I gotta see and then add what the Sumerian culture and then the Chaldeans. I might do a little bit of that, not too much. Might add some in and all that in time in September. But September is gonna be light because I might talk about the Persians probably. I'm not gonna talk it all the way. I'll talk about it 1 and 2, and I'm gonna see something for a minute because this is getting interesting. How we're dealing. So Elam is 5 parts. Okay. 1 and 2 we're gonna talk about. Then 3 and 4, yeah, and then 5. It's not that hard. We're gonna skip Canaan. I'm gonna skip Egypt because Egypt is too long. We're not gonna do that. That's 10 parts. I give you that on a live stream. A mini live stream, but it's talked about, or you can look it for yourself. It's no need. I don't need to talk about Egypt or Kemet. I can reference that back and then talk about all the stuff. That's easy to talk about. But when we talk about the Elamites and all that, we're going to talk about Elam. Modern day Iran, we'll talk about that. When we talked about Sumer the last time, we talked about Indus Valley and things like that. So yeah, basically we're going to stick with Elam. We'll talk about 1 and 2 because I don't see how long it is. We're not going to read most of it. We're going to read half, we're going to pick out of it and just see what's coming. So I'm seeing what's going on here. Let's just something quick. Just got to get used to this shit. Apparently this computer is old. Apparently it's old. Well, when you live stream, it strains your connection a little bit. I got to see what's going on in the room. I gotta see what's going on in the room. Okay. So like crowd today, because I know people are just not active. But everybody's talking about, one individual at a time. But now this regular season playoffs and all this other stuff. I'm just gonna look at this for a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna see what's going on. Delete that. Yeah, got that view. Okay, good. Get my stuff together. Yeah, if I had nothing in the background, yeah, y'all be wild. But I had something. It's old ass computer. On this live stream because everybody's live streaming, in the back. But y'all gotta understand, like stuff like this happens all the time. But when you're in ready mode, yeah, I'm gonna play this bullshit again because I'm gonna try to get him as much as I can. Yeah, the fixer build is crazy playing this game, but the situations going on with these platforms everybody's being deplatformed. Well, just get prepared for TikTok to be gone, man. Like that's in motion. So Biden's in office, am I correct? Before he leaves and he passes off to his vice president. Now they don't want Trump to win. It's a lot of things working against him. Like this ain't 2016. No, I don't buy into that. It's all fake. This is 2024. This is a new era. I don't know who's going to turn out. A lot of these dudes are not voting like that. A lot said they're voting, they vote. No, they're not. Because you see a lot of assassination attempts on Trump's life. And I'm not defending Trump by any means. He get what he get. That rhetoric catches up with you over time. You can't say certain things and then not people to react to it. That's why the Republicans are falling apart. It's always the Democrats and all this other nonsense, but you know how it is. And that's just what it is. I just don't see him thriving this year because there's a lot, and that guy was serious and he was planning to get him up out of here. I read that article, man. I had to shout out to APT. I want him to read that, man. That guy was serious about knocking old boy off. But it goes to show you that be careful out here, man. Election year is like a circus, man. It's just what it is. I'm not trying to say what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. See, when you're in these situations, we make a lot of money and you're doing content creation, which I hate the term content creator. So, like you're just a user or a platformer. You got to go through a lot of nonsense. So, when you're dealing with guys like Trump, I'm just like, man, stuff is real out here. People lose their lives, young kids losing their lives left and right, bad parenting. I've been getting a lot of people's articles lately about murders, crime stuff. I've been busy looking at that stuff and posted on other platforms and let folks aware that this relationship stuff and this marriage stuff, it's actually been declining for years, but aftermath after the pandemic, it's a lot of murders done went up or unsolved murders from a long time ago. Now they solve them in 2024. I'll tell you, this is the age of exposing and the age of airing out shit, and now people's becoming more furious now. But you gotta understand something. When you're in a society that's dying, you gotta understand this utilitarian side is dying. It's hanging on the thread. Inflation is just one thing y'all should worry about. Yeah, you should worry about it, but I wouldn't worry about it too much because you don't know who's gonna get in power, and it'll have the same thing. Just because they'll drop it down just a tad bit for a couple of years, and then it's gonna rise back up. That's nature of the political game and the political sphere, right? But you got dudes talking about relationships, distracting all the fact that that's the end all be all, but it's not. It's not wrong being in a relationship. It's not wrong taking care of your children and your wives and whatever. But you got to understand that that doesn't mean anything if you're not thriving. And that's the basically thing that you see what's going on right now. But when you notice about P. Diddy's trial and all this stuff, and that's been going on, what he did, and a lot of people trying to say it's alleged. If it's alleged, okay. But I wouldn't say it's alleged. I don't care for dude because he did that shit. They got evidence on him, and you can't say allegedly this alleged. No, no, no. Diddy's done. He's done. So you got to be careful what you look for on here and online. But you know what these games, these football games, and it's a pure distraction. Then you got Tom Brady, you got LeBron quitting for the group, somebody's retirement. Whole nother symbolisms after symbolism, and them players they get copied, emulated. But it's been good for me this year. I mean, I enjoyed this year in the circus era, just learning that a lot of stuff they're speaking for me. Stuff I want to say, but I let them. I'm just being honest over here. This is really the best I've been so far this year. Last year was dope. This year, I've never felt this good in my life. Like you see all the BS is going on, but you don't let it stop you. I was going to vlog stream a couple of days and talk about this stuff. I said, no, let's talk about it here so I can get a feel for y'all for this. I don't know about this week because I don't feel like vlog stream because it's going to rain all week. I just want to wait till it's dry and see y'all in the weather. So, but that's what you get. They said the hurricane done ruined everything. That's what they said. Very interesting. It's gonna rain all week. Sorry, man. Blowing smoke when I'm young, but someone else I know. But it is what it is. He said free speech. Oh, I don't care about that. China's been done. They're gonna fight for it, but they're not gonna sell it. The only way they're gonna sell it, it'll be one of their own, but he has to be American born, or if he's doing some form. TikTok's been done. They've been wanting to take that down for years, and I think the spy op and all that other stuff is myopic stuff. They're really upset that information is getting leaked, like you see from breaches and things like that. Try not to get drowsy. That stuff will have your brain floating. But yeah, man, like the stuff that I see what's going on, like with these content creators with the relationship content, I think those content creation is a good thing to certain people to learn. But when you get older, that shit's played out, man. You know, I won't listen to that. But I understand females are a pinnacle to certain parts of society. They are, but they don't play a huge role. They too busy shaking their behinds and just say, hey, this is standard. Yeah, I understand. And then most of them used to have college degrees and then they have jobs, the modern day harlot, charging everybody for FaceTimes and stuff like that. And I understand FaceTimes is a new thing. Like I said, why they don't do OnlyFans? They got FaceTimes. They want you to FaceTime on Apple. That's a platform. So FaceTime is what it is, bro. That's stuff you gotta look for. But you know, I think, oh boy, the prophet said something. He had a title string talking about the Diddy. You know, he's another defender. And he talks about shit like that. But it's crazy though. You know? Oh, shit. But that's the thing about these situations. You get in these situations, you know, and the stuff is great. And now, you know what? Why I don't pay attention to this stuff? I've heard it from Jaguar and all the other people for sources for a couple of years and things like that. I'm too busy worrying about my own shit. But even then, I worried about the guys like that I worry about. And that's the thing, you know. And I look at one of the shows old boy did, like Wall's production. He had the best breakdowns out of all of them. Talk about these people, about YouTube, the internet, and that's just what it is, man. My brains start rattling like eggs. But yeah, but you know, TikTok, that's the one thing I learned about them. Very evasive what they do and stuff like that. But most people follow people from Instagram and then they follow their TikTok, and that's a whole nother story on that. You know, Telegram is a whole nother beast on that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, Instagram's got the broadcast group. So things like that nature, you'd be like, all right, this is what we're going to get, you know, try not to get drowsy. Yeah, I had to get some pick me up. Now, where else do I? Okay, it's 50 minutes in, so okay. So the Diddy stuff, I think people talk about it, and I think it's understandable. And yeah, I missed the Super Cat thing, and that's I did that on purpose. So I had to mute him in the background because this is just an hour. This ain't no 2 hour stream. I don't do long live streams. And the reason I tell you I don't do them because they're a waste of time to do them. Because I used to do them 3 years ago when everybody was locked in. I didn't have much going on in the background, and I wasn't really focusing on my rotation and my music. I was so focused on live streaming and talking to people. That's the stuff that you gotta understand. But I'm on fire with it. So it's 2 something, and .com. I see some. That's crazy. I'm just looking at stuff. But that YSL case, a lot of people try to say he's not going to get off or whatever. That's a possibility he will get off. He just, I've been watching that since January of this year, and then now we're in the fall. The whole spring was a mess. The guy with the gray hair is the one that ratted. Little Woody was on the stand. He gone. A lot of mistrials. Everybody's mad. It's down here in Georgia. And this stuff is wild, man. Like, it goes to show you that people are still in delusion that this stuff can happen. I'm just saying, like, y'all got to pay attention to what's going on. Like, a lot of stuff is just coming down the pipe, man. But you got to pay attention to what's going on because a lot of it, you see the big picture. But when people get caught up in the madness of Diddy and all this stuff, we know Diddy's been exposed. He it's no way out. He's on that watch list. They watch him, make sure he don't harm himself. So when you look at YSL, like, that stuff is wild. Get what I'm saying? But the stuff that's going on the platforms, it's pretty much it. Pretty much it. But then again, what's the point of talking about it? You know what I mean? Then again, you have people just look past what's going on. But the whole purpose of this stream, I'm just letting y'all know that I think Daily Hump Dump I would say the 13th edition. Yeah, we talked about the Diddy situation. We talked about the 9/11 era the last time we was on the Wednesday stream, every other Wednesday. This is like an ongoing thing, an occurrence. Am I not? But it is what it is. Like people just get caught up on the frivolous stuff all the time. But when you get used to it, you get used to it. So again, I see what's going on. And platforms is changing. A lot of people blame it on inflation. Inflation is just one aspect of this country. And hyperinflation, they try to say it's bad. People can't afford. I can't afford to live here. That's around the world. That's the West. It's wartime. But a lot of stuff is happening. It's almost 3, but y'all bear with me because I'll talk to y'all a couple more minutes. But I was just in my train of thoughts. But yeah, but the Diddy situation, that stuff is like ongoing. They ain't gonna talk about. They'll probably talk about that for 3 weeks. Now the Pop the Balloon shows that's an experiment to show how dumb people are in the so-called dating world. This blue-pilled utilitarian world that we're in. And I gotta say, he's right about the host. The host is just trifling. Walls Production, shouts out to you, man. Great channel. Great analysis breaking down these shows. And he got one that she's not a gold digger. He dropped some jewels on that. Good content. Best reaction channel that's under, I'll say under 20,000, under 20,000, 20,000, the 20,000 subscribers, under 20,000 subscribers, under that number. He's one of the best. Hope he gets 10,000. He's under 20,000 subscribers list, right? He's probably the best out of all of them as a small channel that he is. And he tell you about all the platforms he run. Pretty much. So again, why don't go anywhere? Like, I was supposed to go somewhere today, but I told somebody, a family member, I said, no, I got a live stream. And I talk about this no diggity ditty shit. We don't play that over here. It's pretty much the same, bro. Like people misinformed. Jaguar's got the secrets what's going on because she's helping those people that got trafficked. But that's a whole nother story on that. But it is what it is. And she said her piece. Real life stars is was back in Jag and Charleston and all them. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me get the classic. Let me put this on the back. Ain't much. It's crazy. A chainsaw won't work. Just looking at how we're gonna motivate ourselves, but and y'all gotta be easy out here, man, with these relationship content, and then on that show, Popping the Balloon. You have to realize that this stuff is done by design, man. Be mindful of what you're dealing with. Just looking at what's going on. But and when you look at this stuff, like I was just like, not distracted with whatnot. But so yeah, the Diddy stuff and the combination of a lot of stuff is going on. People are tripping about the house, the mansion, the ultra rich. It's like every day something happens to these guys that have a whole lot of money, but that's an example of being wealthy, right? But if you do inappropriate things on the side, I suggest y'all dudes not do it in this era. Now, they would have got away with it in the 90s, whatever. There wasn't much cameras, no intention. I ain't saying to go out there and do it. I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying it's very common when people are wealthy, they always into perverted action. And then Albert Preach talked about it. Well, that's people y'all subscribe and fuck with. Y'all paid for that. And most of y'all deserve that shit too. Act like y'all holier than thou and y'all not. Usually the way it is. And he said, what did he say? He said, if a guy that has going something for himself, a woman is intimidated by that, she don't want to waste no time with you. And that's very true. And I like what he said. Wall said something on the Popular Balloon show. If a guy that's himself, not to be trifled or fucked with, they won't pull that stuff over you over time. And the reason I say that is because guys that's well off protected and he's no nonsense, all type of guys, he's not gonna you're not gonna pull that stuff over him. He understands what's going on, that people are messed up out here, and you understand that a lot of people look for attention. Yes, it's currency and things like that. We always say that, but be mindful of that. If you're something about yourself and all this stuff, that's the stuff that you look at wholeheartedly. Because if you got everything going for you and you're nonchalant, females don't like that at all. And that's what you got to look at. So, yes, 3 something. It's an hour and 5 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. But that's all I got to talk about. But mainly, you got to look at the big picture, man. Like, this stuff is wild, and the Diddy stuff, and that's been going on for like, this is gonna be like the second week people talked about it. And I'm just saying, like, just be careful out here, man. Like, a lot of stuff, like I've seen in these relationship content creators, they ain't got no content after they talk about relationships. Why don't they just talk about the news, and a little bit of politics, a little bit of everything? I'm not saying it's the dynamic, but that's like standard I've noticed in the so-called Black community. But the community is a concept, and then you just look at it for what it is. Yeah, but shouts out to Chaos, man. Shouts out to everybody who's in the clouds watching. Hope this is gonna be a thing. I'm gone. Yeah, I'm gone. Yeah, I knew I was gone. I was out of there. So with that, until next time, and yes, I will come with probably the Elamite culture. We're gonna talk about Persia. Probably next week I'll drop some for y'all. Just be on the lookout for that. I might record this coming up at the end of the week, and then I will drop it on that Wednesday. So with that, until next time, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Shalom to the people of Israel and the